Now last phase is the validation. Okay. Now in validation, so what exactly we will discuss? All previous work will be completed. In validation, during it will be the work product produced as a result of requirement engineering are to be assessed for the quality. Means it ensures your quality regarding it will just useless and meaningless if it is not valid against to the customer expectation. That means he is assessing or it will be measure the customer expectation. Now requirement validation checklist like it includes your all requirements are stated it will be clearly are the requirement must be the implemented when does the requirement violate any system domain constraints is the system requirement traceable to the system model that is created are the requirements associated with the performance behavior and operational characteristics. So during this validation, the specifications are examined to ensure the all software requirements have been started unambiguously. Means whatever requirements that should be the minimize or reduce the ambiguity. Okay. So inconsistent omissions and errors have been detected and it will be corrected. The work product conform to the standards established for process, the project and product. The formal technical review serves as the primary requirement validation mechanism. Members include the software engineer, customer, user, and the other stakeholders. So, at the time of validation, so what question must be the asked for the validation phase? Each requirement must be the consistent within all overall objective of the system or product. Okay, is the requirement consistent? That question will be must. Means there is no variation for the requirements. Have all requirements been satisfied the proper level of abstraction or that is do something provide a level of technical detail that is inappropriate at this stage. That means we have to do the all requirements must be misinterpreted. We have to correct that misinterpretation. Okay. So is the requirement really necessary or does it represent as an add-on feature may not be essential to the objective of the system. That means does the requirement volatile any system domain? So we have to understand the if each requirement bounded and unambiguous. We have to finalize that. Does each requirement have attribution? That is a course noted for each requirement that should be mentioned or anywhere so that we will do understand the particular system. Okay. So these are some questions. These are some another question which for requirement validation do any requirements conflict with another requirements means when we consider or when we listing of that particular requirement, that time we have to neglect that conflict. We have to clear about the specified requirement. In if each requirement achievable technical environment that will be housed the system or product. Is each requirement testable once the implemented? That means your demonstration, actual test, analysis and inception. That means after the implementation, that time we have to understand the testing phase. Okay. So these are the questions for giving the requirement in the validation. And last part is your requirement management. Now, what is the requirement management task? During the requirement management, the project team performs the set of activities to identify, to control and track of requirement and changes to that requirement at any time the project needs. That time in each each requirement is assigned to unique identifier because after the delivery of your product, customer wants some enhancement, customer wants some another changes will be implementing in a your particular feature. That time we have to, at the time of development, we have to give the each unique identifier for the each requirement. The requirement are must be placed into the more traceability table. Okay, we have to give the traceability table. A requirement traceability table are also is also placed at the end of software requirement specification. Now in requirement management, the requirement management task starts with the identification of each of the requirements and assign the unique identifier. Okay. Also the requirement finalize the traceability table is a developed. Now traceability table relates the requirements to one or more aspects of the system and or it is the environment. Now also traceability tables are used for requirements database and are useful to understanding how change in a one particular requirement and it will be affect with each other parts of the system. That must be the important role of traceability table. Okay. So this all about the requirement engineering. So today we will stop here and next lecture will be continued regarding the software engineering. Okay, thank you.